if you look at the China virus kind of like as an ICBM coming in, it's basically hit the twin pillars of our major cities, which are the density, the high-rise density, and the mass transit. And if you don't have those working, then you can't have a city. So we've got that to grapple with. And then at the same time, we've also got what I call the looter math. When you have an arsonist burn down a small business, you lose 100 employees. When you have looters go in and loot a large business, that's thousands of employees affected. If you scale that up over our major metropolitan areas, we calculate that that's close to 2 million jobs impacted. So what we have is a combination of the China virus attacking our major cities, and we have this looter math coming into play. Now, what's the point here? What we're going to see as we adjust to the China virus world is we're going to see a lot of what I call service sector refugees as this economy changes from the major metropolitan areas. And so for me and for this president, one of the key thrusts of any phase 4 and any economic plan going forward has to be manufacturing jobs, a focus on buy American, hire American, make it in the USA. What we need to do as a country is to make more stuff here. What'll that do? It'll simultaneously create more manufacturing jobs, which tend to pay much higher wages, and also help the ripple effect to create a lot of those service sector jobs, which we're going to lose to dislocation as we adjust. The president is very interested in something on the order of at least $2 trillion, with a bulk of that focused on bringing home our manufacturing base, starting with pharmaceuticals and medical supplies and equipment.
Sounds good, right? Peter Navarro, Trump's top trade advisor, talking about $2 trillion to fix our economy and bring back American manufacturing. But look at what's really going on. And you can set aside the obvious 9/11 fear-mongering.
Look at the China virus kind of like as an ICBM coming in. It's basically hit the twin pillars.
And let's ignore for now his definition of a small business.
100 employees.
Remember where he said the problem is? The service sector.
We're going to see a lot of what I call service sector refugees.
So the problem is the service sector, but where's Trump going to put the money?
Has to be manufacturing.
So how does putting money into manufacturing help service sector workers? Let me guess. Trickle down.
The ripple effect.
You mean trickle down?
Ripple effect.
But this time it's much bigger than the trickle down con job. If you missed it, Trump is now talking about killing American cities by starving jobs there and funneling money instead to the suburbs. Why? Because that's where manufacturing is, of course, without all those urban people. Watch again.
We're going to see a lot of what I call service sector refugees as this economy changes from the major metropolitan areas. A lot of those service sector jobs, which we're going to lose to dislocation.
And it's not just urban workers Trump is abandoning here. It's suburban, blue-collar workers in manufacturing too. If you missed that too, Navarro wasn't shy about it.
Focused on bringing home our manufacturing base, starting with pharmaceuticals and medical supplies and equipment.
Remember how the coronavirus wiped out all those drug companies and forced them to send their jobs overseas? No? Too bad. Because instead of helping out restaurants and small businesses, real small businesses with like 10 employees, the Trump plan is to hollow out our cities, give away trillions of dollars again to big pharma, so that instead of hiring blue-collar high school graduates, they can hire more post-grads to make more drugs you don't need and gouge you on the drugs you do need, because you don't get to own the drugs your tax dollars help to create anymore. And eventually, maybe, that post-grad will go into the city often enough to eat at a restaurant or go to a show that maybe eventually a waiter or a ticket taker gets a job, paying just enough that they can afford to pay off their student loan every month until they die.